Hi, everyone. I am so excited that you're here to listen to my brand new podcast, Beneath the Surface. I have been wanting to get a podcast going for a couple years now, so I'm really excited that it's finally here. I get to talk to lots of my good friends, family, and I'm just really excited for you guys to listen as well. I hope that we learn things along the way. I hope that there are parts that are entertaining and helpful, and I just love you guys so much and want you to be more part of my life in any way possible. So I think the podcast will be a good platform for that. My first guest, he is my stepson, also Hugh Hefner's son. We've spent a lot of time together in such a unique environment. He is one of my favorite people. He's just so kind-hearted, loves and supports everybody. He's becoming more public lately. He has a OnlyFans account. He's a Pokemon collector. I saw he collects Beanie Babies and other things as well. He's happy and married in his personal life, and he's just somebody that I truly admire and that I've had a lot of fun with. We've had some interesting experiences together in a very unconventional place. So I wanted to just chat to him. And this is kind of like a conversation between family members. So it's just a catch up and a tame, mild, unique conversation. So I hope you like it. And without further ado, welcome Marston Hefner. Thank you. I just want to say thank you for being on my podcast. First episode.
Woo woo. First episode. What an honor.
We are here. Yeah. So it's exciting. And we'll see what happens. I know that you mentioned you had a podcast for a while, and it's cool.
Yeah, it felt like I would like, because I love watching podcasts, but it's different being on the other side of things.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the best, and I admire people who can do it. I do my own little videos now. I don't know, but
yeah, I feel like you're busy with your, like, I feel like you're on OnlyFans, so I feel like that takes up a lot of time too, like getting that together.
Not that much work,
Really?
It's like 2 hours of photo shoots, and then I'm good for a month. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty cool. I think I looked on your, before people subscribe or whatever, and it was like you had so many likes and all these people, so there's so many people coming to your page, so that's cool. Like, it's super, you're obviously doing something different that no one else is doing. It's like bringing everyone to your page. So
yeah, it was nice to take a risk and to have my first follower be my brother-in-law, just to support me, like Picasso or Van Gogh's brother was the only one who purchased his shitty paintings, because he was just like, I took a risk. It's nice to have it pay off, because it could have been like, oh my gosh, this is just, I wouldn't have minded if I failed. I think that's why I did it. But
I feel like I haven't seen you in 6 years, I think.
Yeah.
Almost
True.
6 years. And I think it was, I was trying to remember the last time we saw each other. And I think
Disneyland, right?
Maybe?
I think it was Disneyland. I think it was awesome, Hefner family Disneyland trip.
It was with who were we with? David and Lewis?
Christy, David, and Cooper. Yeah.
Oh, really? I don't remember when that was.
I think it was right after my dad passed.
Right, really?
Yeah. Are you still enjoying Disney? Is that still your...
Yeah, so I'm still a Club 33 member, and I like going down there. I think it's because, being at the house, your dad wanted all of us to be there back at a certain time, so it was the easy thing to just go enjoy a day at Disney.
Yeah.
So it's, I've grown to like it, and I go there, and it's weird because the Playboy Mansion was a world in itself, almost like this fantasy world, and then Disneyland is kind of like that too.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I like Disney so much, maybe, because it's just get used to being in that kind of, I don't know, interesting, unique situation, I guess.
Yeah, it's true. Its own Disneyland.
Yeah, I remember when we would do the card nights. We would do them sometimes. You would be there sometimes with the Uno and Mexican Train. Quite often, actually. You did a lot of Mexican Train.
I know. A lot of stuff Mexican train. And then you remember when you press the button, you go woo woo,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
woo woo.
I remember that. Did we play with money? No.
No, no.
Maybe I think maybe Uno
That
or
game was fun. Mexican train's fun. So dumb.
yeah. It's
You
so
like didn't you like you had to keep your pieces secret? Like you couldn't let other people see your
Oh
pieces and
yeah,
you're
see
like
your
you put it
dominoes?
yeah, your dominoes and you'd be like I'd be like doing chess in my head, like they're gonna play this and it's just like the simplest game and then oh man, that was fun.
That was fun. I haven't played it since. There's a
I
lot
was
of things I
very good
haven't
at
done.
Clue. I don't know if you remember this, but whenever I played Clue, I was devastating.
Oh my gosh.
I was a good
Yeah.
Clue head.
We
Apparently, my
never
dad liked Clue. Did he like Clue? I didn't know that.
yeah, but we never really played. We just played
No.
dominoes and
Yeah,
Mexican train dominoes and Uno.
true. Didn't you get like Thursday nights was like your movie night? Was it Thursday night?
Yeah.
This is like very significant for people who don't know because like so I had family night on Tuesday nights at some point, but like if you get your own movie night, that's like it's a big deal because he had Friday. He was very regimented. So Friday night was movie night. Saturday night he was movie night. Sunday night was new movie night, and then you
Yeah.
got Thursday nights.
Yeah, I think Thursday used to be like their going out night with all the girls or whatever, but like as he got older, like it was just another movie night and he told me
Yeah,
I could pick them and I would mostly just pick like Disney movies or something.
it's a good call.
Like just something like cool and whimsical and I don't know, movies that would probably piss off like Richard Ban. Because I feel like he liked the movies with like the good reviews and the good notes.
You know, Richard Band's probably still sitting in that chair, like in his home. Like he probably took that chair with him to his home and tried to make it align so it's just the way it was at the mansion. He like had to have that chair no matter what.
I know it was weird.
Yeah.
There were some people where it was really hard for me. If I'm being honest, like some
I
of the
know.
people that were like there
I,
all the time, I'm like, oh, this was like, they're coming for just the freebies, I thought. It's like,
well, oh my god, I can't because I'm gonna get into it. But yeah, I hear you, girl. Hear you.
you don't want to get into it.
I hear you. Yeah, I'm
um,
not trying to like fire shots, but I'm just saying I hear you.
yeah, it's hard. It's really
Yeah,
hard. It's really, really
yeah.
hard.
Oh man, that one's. I can't say that one. But yeah, it was like it's bizarre when you think of it as okay. It's bizarre when you think of it as like that's our home. Like that was your home. You understand? Like that's weird because it was not like it was like the mansion or it was like a hotel or something. But when you think of it as like you're his wife and that's your home and I'm his children and that's my home, it's like it was very much what he wanted, what he liked, which I understand. It was his home. It was his home, right? He paid for it and he built the whole thing, but it didn't feel the same as like this home feels like my home or my
Yeah.
mom's home feels like my home or your Hawaiian, because there were
Yeah.
always it's not even him, it's like when you get to that level of like wealth and you want these things and like it's like Kim Kardashian's kids said this. They said we love going to Kanye's apartment because it's like only us. It's like there's always butlers, there's always staff, and it starts to feel like there's no privacy. It starts to feel like I just really prize the fact that I live in a place where it's like I get to relax and not have somebody working for me like passing through.
Yeah, yeah. And I do feel that you and I are both like more on the introverted side.
Hmm.
So I think it was hard with a constant like revolving door where you would come in and you want to just like sit and eat or something and there's just like people there you don't even know sometimes.
Yeah, that's why I was happy when I heard that you got a home in Hawaii because it just seemed like
Oh, thank you.
peaceful, so it made me happy.
Well, it made me happy to hear that you got married and had a baby and been having success with your OnlyFans stuff and it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Thanks.
I feel like before you were more like introverted and I remember you
Mhm.
did like a lot of your writing and stuff. And now I feel like you're showing more of yourself and your personality to the world. And it's just, I'm like here for it. I'm like, Marston is amazing and everyone needs to know this. So
No,
it's cool that you're like, putting yourself out there more.
thank you. Yeah, it
So.
means a lot.
If, like me, you want to enjoy the luxuries of a hotel with the comforts of home when you travel, you've got to check out Buckingham and Lloyd's, designer apartments opposite Hyde Park in Kensington. They have daily housekeeping, a devoted team for all your needs, and an exclusive in-house gym. Visit www.buckinghamandlloyds.com, your short stay partner choice in London, Cannes, and Ibiza.
Yeah, so what are you up to? Like, what are you, you're doing the book now? Is there
Yeah,
in,
yeah. So
like,
I did write a book,
mm-hmm,
and that will be coming out in January.
mm-hmm,
And yeah, it kind of covers some of the stuff we're talking about now about how different and unique and kind of weird the mansion itself was, and the no
yeah,
privacy and how it was kind of a hard place to be. um
yeah. Do you feel like happier now that you're like out of that life?
i I do, but a lot of it I think is just because like having more freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I was very like restricted. Oh yeah, here's the here's the book here.
Bam, there it is.
So it's coming. Yeah, I think a lot of it there like was very hard for me because like by the time like your dad got older and he didn't want me like out past 6 p.m. So I was like home before dark like most days. It was hard and it did feel a little bit controlling, and I feel like it did take me a while to try and understand like him specifically and like his personality.
Did you get
Honestly,
it? Did it click ever with you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it did.
Wow.
And I think there's things, as from your dad's childhood that like led him to kind of be the way that he was.
Like the heartbreak, or what do you mean?
Yeah, the
Mhm.
heartbreak and, with his parents. And that's like pretty bad heartbreak, like a lot of that stuff.
I don't know that stuff. Can you tell me?
His like biggest crush that he like ever had, it was like his first, like, what he felt was his love, like in high school, like went on a hayride with like a different boy
Hmm.
and not him. And he was just like crushed and devastated because he had like the part of the paper, and he was had like the Hugh Hefner comics, and he was
Yeah.
super popular and stuff. So I think that was such a blow to him. And then also when Millie had cheated on him, I don't know if you
Yeah.
knew about that, but he went away
Yeah.
to the army, and they were going to get married. I think they were engaged.
Yeah. But
And
just
then
for the record, I think they had a open relationship, or they were swinging. And I also heard that
really?
he was cheating on Millie too. Yeah. So the reason why I'm saying this is that I just want to protect Millie's like character and reputation here,
Yeah.
because I don't think it's definitely not as clear cut as Millie cheated on him. That's what he said, but I've heard very
Interesting.
much the other. Yeah.
So this is interesting because the story that he told me was that she had cheated on him, and that while he was away in the military, and then he came back, but he still like proceeded to like marry her and have
Hmm.
like the two kids. I remember when he was doing the American Playboy, that documentary or like docu series kind of on Amazon, that
Yeah.
uh, there was a cheating story in there as well. But I do remember that he wanted to change the script that so that it didn't say that like he was cheated on. I think like that story
No,
potentially.
I don't know that one.
Well, it's like directly related to you. So like I'm like but there was a story about him getting cheated on, and
Oh, I understand where you're going with
but
this.
he didn't want it in the American Playboy docu-series. He wanted it to be like nobody cheats on Hugh Hefner. He's
Oh
the
my god,
man. And so he cut that from the script
that's so
completely.
funny. I love that. I love that you got to see how much he controlled like the other side. Like, because I was always wondering, like, did he like edit things? Because did he? Did you ever see that?
Yeah, like he definitely controlled the narrative.
Yeah, he
For
did. He's
sure.
like
And I think he
hardcore
made
control.
sure. Yeah, I think he made sure that everybody that around him and surrounding him and working for him helped control that narrative too.
Yeah, that's kind of why I like your book, which is like only say good things, because it's like I I think I have the same impulse as you because we both came from the same background where it's like it doesn't feel good to like have someone try to like control what you say and like how you feel and so like the book only say good things is like very much like what he or some of my other family members like probably would have said, where they just would have been like, you have to say it this way, sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think people are appreciated these days for like being real because
Yeah,
then people can relate and people feel less alone.
yeah, I
Um,
agree.
just like all of us, we all have our flaws. In some ways, we're great at some things, and other ways we fall short. So it's like,
Yeah,
combine that with hef and like power and money and all that stuff, and it's like just this world that becomes like fascinating to like
it
us
is.
and to other
It's not just
people.
it's not just us either, because I'd like to say that like for everybody who's going to come after my dad for this, it's like, okay, we all love David Beckham and his documentary was made by David Beckham. We all love Arnold Schwarzenegger, his documentary. Both of these were like bangers. I enjoyed them, but like the point is that like these high profile people are like controlling like their image, and it's like they're biasing like what's being said about them. So like my dad's not unique in that way, and it really upsets me because I come from that place. So it's like I make a conscious effort to like not do that, because like I don't know, for me personally, just seeing the same documentary come out of my for my dad, like, or the same book being saying the same thing, it was like, this is just not real. Because if you're asked a question like throughout your whole life, who's going to like have the same answer?
I mean, I remember I read all the books while I was there that
Same.
people, and I think if people didn't say positive things only, then maybe like he wouldn't want to work with them or something. But
Totally. That's what I was thinking, is that if they didn't, they wouldn't have gotten access or copyrights. Like the documentary couldn't have been made, right?
yeah,
Like
true.
I agree with you. It's just fascinating, like, because it leaves a lot of fodder for like new like journalists to like come in and just be like, what's like the new story, like what do I think happened, like an interview, because I'm sure there's such an untold story there, like of his life that wouldn't have been able to be made when he was alive.
I agree. And I think it does include some of like the shadow stuff or the
Yeah.
stuff that like people are realizing like now that I don't know, it's just a different world now. It's a different time. And it is a bit hard because he did meticulously like those 3,000 scrapbooks, like he documented every single thing. Like
Hmm.
the way like things should be told and the way like all this stuff, but then now it's like a different environment for everything. And so it's like I think the way he wanted the scrapbook, where it's like, here's everything, here's like, even like nudity and all this stuff. And but now it's like, okay, like we don't know the names of some of those women, so we can't like really publish it, or certain where like the caption has like the guys' names but none of the women's names, and it's like, Monopoly with Doc, and then like there's 5 women around, but like they're all nameless. So like,
Yeah, but those are aren't those, wait, Monopoly with Doc like in the 70s and 80s?
yeah, some of like
Yeah, yeah.
some of those pictures, like going through the scrapbooks, it just makes me think like a lot of this can't really see the light of day now.
Why?
Well, I think about, there are pictures of like, I think like a lot of photo permissions,
Yeah.
a lot of women in there who are nude, and maybe those women were like married or like had children or didn't want to be in there at the time, or I don't know, like a lot of different
Yeah.
photo rights and a lot of different letters and things.
I bet you some of those photos were really cool looking.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
And they would document his life, and they would like show, show stuff that, I mean, I looked through the scrapbook, but it was so big I didn't ever get to finish it, of course. And so it would be nice to see those stuff, and it'd be nice, I'm sure a lot of people would want to see those photos.
yeah, there has to be a way where because I feel like there's so much history. I remember Christy was talking about maybe like donating it to like USC or something, but I don't know if that was it's going to be like a lot of upkeep. It's hard to know what to
Yeah,
do.
that's true. What do you do with those? Just give me them. I don't know.
Do
Uh,
you have lots of storage in your house? Because you
yeah,
need a.
I actually do. If there's actually a chance that I get those, I would love them. But yeah, I do have a lot of storage. You know, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to. That's a good point. What foundation or something do you give it to? I don't. You don't know. Say.
Yeah, like what happens next, I feel. Because a lot of his stuff, like the foundation still has.
For those who
Like,
don't know, my father had the largest scrapbook collection in the world, which was done by Guinness. So, like, who knows if that's true? But
really? Okay.
he yeah, Guinness is like nonsense. But he documented his he scrapbooked his whole life, and then I think you two scrapbooked together, right?
Yeah, so I would go up with him and just like grab photos from the scrapbook and like post them on his Instagram.
Yeah,
So I'm like, this is history. People should see some of these. And so I
yeah,
would, but yeah, we deleted them because some of them are like, oh, not knowing
that's
everyone's
crazy.
names.
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
it makes sense, but it's just from your perspective and from my perspective, that would be such good content.
I know. I feel like so many documentaries could be made just like based on the scrapbooks.
True, true.
So who knows? We will see, I guess.
Hmm.
I think Michael is kind of heading that up, but I know you're still in contact with Michael and his son, who's like they're so sweet.
Yeah, he's actually staying here till Friday.
Oh,
He's on
cool.
vacation. Yeah.
I had written down like a few things. Oh my gosh, yeah. I was like, I think you were doing like on Holly and Bridget's podcast.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I listened to that one. And then I got a Google alert that was like, this morning I woke up and I have my name. Like if anything mentions my name, it comes to my email. Do you have that too?
No, I
But
know what
so
you're talking about.
okay,
Yeah.
but your stuff, like if it mentions your name and then my name, it comes to my email. And it was like, oh, here it is. It's like right here. It like came this morning. It says, Hugh Hefner's son Marston gets constant requests for farting on OnlyFans. I was like, that is a headline. And it must have been from the podcast.
It
like,
was, and
I'm like,
I got a lot of people who were told me afterwards on OnlyFans that they have fart fetishes too, and it was probably just that. So
really?
yeah, people need to understand that people are mean and they troll me. They don't troll me, but like I just have to be aware of like if somebody's trying to fuck with me or not. And so that was kind of the point. It's like I thought somebody was trying to fuck with me. I wasn't judging their fart fetish. I just thought they were like a frat bro trying to fuck with me. But
Yeah.
people on OnlyFans said it's a real fetish, and I knew it was a real thing, but I didn't know how popular it was. So that was that.
Yeah. Yeah. I would think that too. I'm like, are these people being serious or are they like just
Yeah.
trying to like get me to do certain things just to, yeah, like
Yes.
what you're saying, like to see if
Yeah.
it's, if I would or
Exactly.
something.
That's right. So that
Yeah.
they can have a video of you doing some stupid shit, and then they can show your friends. Like something
Yeah.
like that is what I thought. I thought
Yeah.
was. So I was just protecting myself. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what else? Oh, when I saw your OnlyFans, it said like the bisexual AF thing. And I thought that was like clever and like cool the way to say that. And I did want to ask you, like, I did think about it and I was like, being like surrounded by so many women, thousands, 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 thousands of women all the time that are like throwing themselves at you basically. Like I saw it myself when I was there. Do you think that influenced in any way? You're like, oh, I want to like see the other side or see like, because it's
Oh
it's
yeah. Well,
interesting to me.
that's an interesting idea.
Because I'm like, I could totally
Well,
see how after being around all these women that like you'd be like,
I really like pretty women, but I also I mean it. I remember as early as first grade having a crush on a boy. So
oh,
I think it was pretty early on, you
yeah,
know. So I don't know if that's why, but
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
okay, yeah. I was like, I wonder if like all these because you had like, yeah, everyone was,
But that world for me yeah. I mean that world for me happened when I was from a baby on, like women, women, women all over. So maybe it could have been, but I don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's really interesting because I don't know, a lot of the women I met, I'm like, oh, I could see that how you're like, but yeah, I remember like when you lived there or were there like frequently, you were in a relationship for a while. I remember that.
Off and on, actually, but yeah, I was never very good at relationships until my wife.
Oh,
She- yeah, my longest relationship before her was like 2 years, and
2 years.
bef- besides that, it was like 6 months tops.
Yeah, it's hard. Dating is
It
hard.
is. It's tough. What's dating
Yeah.
like for you?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I don't even. It's actually was when I was first away from the mansion. It was pretty much like I don't know. I forget this guy's name, but he like had the Godfather house, and he would come up to the mansion. Len. I don't remember his name exactly, but I saw him out, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you come over?" And I'm like, so everyone assumed that like I wanted to date people that were your dad's age. Like after, like right after I left, I was like, okay, like I should probably date somebody like closer to my age. I don't know. I've been in a couple relationships, and that they've been like a, which is interesting. I've been like a couple years, a few years younger. So
Hmm.
maybe I'm like my maturity level is like a few, I don't know, because I feel like I lived like the same day for 10 years. So I'm like, I feel like definitely like I'm getting older fast, but it's hard,
Yeah,
and I'm trying to figure it out. It's really hard. So
I hear you.
I hope to one day get to the place that you're at, where
Um,
like I find someone that I, want all those things with.
yeah,
Um,
I feel like you're
but
building the life without that person, and so it'll be an easy fit once you find him.
oh, thank you. I mean that means a lot. Hopefully soon. Hopefully before I get too old. But oh, I wanted
What?
to say what?
Oh, what about my father attracted you? I'm wondering.
I think okay, so I think it was exciting. I lived in San Diego. I had never seen a celebrity in my life, and um, I got invited to go to a party, and I submitted my photos, and I honestly didn't think I was like pretty enough to go. I was like, they'll never pick me, but they did, and I went up, and I remember like a swarm of people came like from the house to like an empty cabana. I'm like, oh my gosh. And my friend was super extroverted and like dragged me over there, and they're like, that's Hugh Hefner. I'm like, wow. I saw like everyone flocking to him, and it was just like sparkly and twinkly, and he was very nice and
He
very,
was awesome.
yeah, like he was
Yeah,
it was like magnetic.
yeah.
He was
I know what
just
you're talking about.
he was very magnetic, and that's how I felt. I felt like I was in this like magnetic pull, and
Yeah.
yeah.
As
And
as his son, I've seen it in the sense where I'll watch him and go like, he's a fucking like there he is, like what a baller. Like a baller doesn't really capture it, but it's like there he is, like he's a presence and he's awesome.
yeah, he
Yeah,
was definitely a presence, and I feel like the way he conducted himself in interviews, and I even saw like the older interviews where it was like the feminists going against him, and
yeah.
she was like, "Oh, you're parading women out here like in bunny outfits, like they're some kind of animal," and then he's like, women are animals. What's left? A mineral or a vegetable? And then I remember that time. I'm like, hell yeah,
Yeah.
like that's so true. But as like I become more separated and like times change, I'm like, oh, okay, like there were parts that were hard or parts that So it's I don't know. It's conflicting.
I get it. I get it completely. I mean, we're so fortunate. I mean, like what he left us, the inheritance, like he didn't have to do that, you know? And so like that says something about his character too, you know?
Yeah, he
Um,
wanted to make sure everybody was good.
yeah, he really did, especially you. He really wanted to make sure that you were like happy and you were going to be safe and you're going to have a good like life. He wanted that was a very emphasis on his part, you know.
Yeah, yeah. We had bought that house together, and
Mhm.
how he was saying, I don't own the mansion, like, so I cannot give it to anybody, like the family or anything. Like he said, he did definitely said he wished he could, because he knew that you guys wanted to live there, and like he said, because he
Could you
sold the
imagine if we
company.
all still lived there? How fun that would be. You'd
That
have the
would be
master.
so
I'd be
fun.
in bedroom two. Cooper would be in three. Like we'd fucking have so much fun. That'd be ridiculous. Oh my god, what
I
legend?
liked four.
Do you like 4? I hated 4.
Really?
4 is the worst one.
I liked it. I liked the cloud room. That's
I
like
like.
after Hef passed away, that's the room I stayed in until like December.
Oh, 4 was Mima's room. Was my grandma's room back in the day, and
Aww.
so I also like 4.
Yeah, maybe it's like the
I'm just,
Mima energy in there. You just like,
yeah.
it felt like
It is. It's home,
cozy.
right?
I
It
picture
is
you in
home.
definitely in bedroom 1. So.
Oh my god. I would have taken any of them, but not past 4. Well, actually, I had fun in bedroom 6.
Oh, that was a cool one.
Bedroom 6 was fun. I liked that one, and there was I don't know. Wait, you gotta. Oh my god. My dad had somebody gifted my dad these pillows, and there was like 3 or 4 pillows, and one was a photograph of my dad as a baby. One was a photograph, and it was like purple velvet, and another one was a photograph of my dad as a teenager, and another one was my dad as an adult, and one was him older. And they were all like velvet and purple, and it was like this bizarre like timeline
Oh
pillow.
my gosh. I remember those, I think. Were they like on the shelf or something?
Yeah, they're on the shelf. Yeah.
So you're just like laying down and looking at him through the years?
Yes. Yeah. There he is.
I have like this like cabinet from bedroom 6.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I do you, it was like this old looking
I don't
armoire
remember.
thing.
If you
I bought
showed it
it.
to me, I would
Oh,
know.
I'll send you a picture. I bought it in the auction for like 2000.
Yeah. Oh my god. Actually, in bedroom 6, it's like a small room, but I like small rooms, and I put um I put my gaming PC like in the corner of the room, and so
Mhm.
like while I stayed there, I would just like have my little area, my little nook, and that was very fun for me.
That's cool. I was
Yeah.
trying to remember where that looked out to. Probably like where the aviary was, kind of like you could see people like
Uh,
leaving and coming.
no, it would look. Wait, at the no, it would look out on the backyard. I think because there's bedroom 5, which is facing the backyard, and then there's bedroom 6, which would face the backyard. Because the aviary was the greenhouse, right?
Yeah, that one got taken down for
That
sure.
that was the.
Got taken down while we were still there, I think.
I know.
I remember
Parking
I had
baby.
fish in there.
What happened to your fish?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I'm
You
like,
don't know? That's
I think
awful.
they went to Mr. Fish, which is like
Yeah,
the fish man.
I like that. That's a great story.
They were pretty big at that point.
I'm excited to tell you about my memoir, Only Say Good Things, that is publishing on January 23rd. The book covers my decade at the Playboy Mansion, and it's the book I wish I had read when I was a young woman trying to find my way in the world. Before I spent 10 years in a toxic home where the most important thing was how men saw my beauty and desirability, where I couldn't have an opinion or a voice, and my job was to be as compliant as possible, no matter what. I hope you guys enjoy my book. It's available at onlysaygoodthings.com and publishes on January 23rd.
Yeah, I remember what I was going to mention is I remember being in the attic and kind of like clearing stuff out and sending a bunch of stuff to storage. And I found like photos of, it was like you and David and Christy and Cooper. And it was like a photo shoot when you guys were babies, and it was super cute, like seeing all 4 of you. And then
Mm-hmm.
I also saw like Batman masks or
Yeah.
like, and I feel like there was a story when you guys were young and like Hef would dress up as Batman or like dress up as characters or something like that.
Were they plastic, or was it a nice
It
big
was
costume?
it was like like a rubbery
That was
kind of
my
one.
dad's. My dad
Oh,
dressed up as Batman one day, and he had his like his his like mustache that wasn't shaved because he didn't always shave them, so he had his stubble. He
yeah.
had the stubble, and I was like, why does Batman look like so much like my dad, and he smells like my dad, and he had the freaking like silk pajamas on, and I'm like, okay, why? It like even as a kid, I was like, this is my dad pretending to be Batman. Like, you're not
You
fooling
knew,
anybody.
you
But he
figured it
pretended.
out.
Yeah, I think he was yeah, and then he signed like a little picture of me and said, love Batman. It was nice.
Oh, that's really cute. Yeah, that's really cute. There's a lot of that stuff. I think a lot of it's still in storage, but
Did you ever go up on the roof, on the attic?
yeah, I liked it up there.
Loved it.
Yeah.
So underutilized. Nobody did went
Yeah.
up
I feel like you could see like Century City from there.
there. Mm-hmm. So beautiful.
So cool, like the gargoyles and stuff.
Yeah.
It was like a castle. It reminded me
Mm,
of like a castle in like the British countryside.
I know. Yeah. True.
It was cool. I don't know
With
what's
like a
happening.
70s like shaggy groovy
Yeah,
vibe
the
on the
70s
inside.
twist is so funny.
Man,
Yeah.
some girls bashed him for that. They were like, this fucking like mildewy,
I
gross.
know.
And I'm like, damn, you're like savage. You're just like shitting on this guy's taste. Like he genuinely likes that stuff. Like
I
he's like
know.
like
Those
my
are
like my wife loves that style. She loves the 70s stuff.
Yeah, the retro is so cool. It is cool. And it honestly felt like a time capsule of the 70s.
Yeah.
Like it
You
was
know who's
cool.
also, did you ever go to Ray's house? Ray,
Yes.
yeah, Ray. His house, I haven't been, but he has like a mushroom
Yes, he has
wallpaper.
mushroom wallpaper.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's 100 now.
Yeah, he's 102, I think. No?
Oh, really? Oh my gosh, where have I been for 2 years? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I mean,
He's,
whenever, you're in the neighborhood, we should
I
go there
know.
together.
It seemed so fun. Like the girls, like Kathy and Gail, like all of his friends, they like did like a sleepover,
Oh,
like
at
at the
Ray's?
mansion for his birthday. And I was like, that seems so fun.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So they all went to, I know, we should go there. Let me know like when
Yeah.
you're around and we should go like to check out the scrapbooks and all that stuff.
For sure. I'm down.
Yeah, and I know that you have visitors, so I'll let you get back, but I just this has been very nice.
Yeah,
It's cool.
likewise. Thank you for having me. And it's like, I'm happy that we got to reconnect. That's like what feels good to me is that we got
Yeah,
to,
yeah. So I'll message you and then we can talk like offline too and
yeah, let's keep in touch.
go see Ray's time capsule.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there any
Okay.
Disney stuff coming up that you're like looking forward to, by the way?
Ooh, I know there's an auction. I find out about this stuff through Lewis. Through
I
through
know.
yeah, he through David's husband. He
I'm
like
always asking that stuff.
Yeah, he's so cool. He's so like on the know, like in the know with everything, and he visits really cool places and posts good pictures. So,
Yeah.
yeah, there's Disney auctions, but as far as Disney, just like the holidays and stuff, yeah. If you guys ever want to go,
Heck
we should
yeah.
go.
I mean,
Okay.
absolutely. It's like a dream of mine when Forrest, our son, is old enough to like
Oh,
take to go to like do it the way that we used to do it, you and I and the family.
yeah,
So like that would be so fucking cool if we all did that. Do you
yeah.
ever stay at the resorts, by the way? Did you ever do that?
Sometimes,
Is it
yeah.
is it
The
like incredible or overpriced or what?
It's overpriced, but it's still fun. Like the
Yeah.
Grand Californian's cool, Disneyland Hotel's cool, but um, yeah, it's okay to go for like a night or two, especially if you have like the little one and it'd be easier to like get into the parks
Okay.
and
Well,
yeah, but
nothing but like goodwill your way. Like I
yeah,
love you,
you too. Love
and
you.
it's nice to see you.
Good to see you too. And I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.